Hello friends. In last lecture we started new chapter, that is algebraic identities and algebraic expressions. Over there we saw some basic identities and questions based on that. Now in this lecture we will continue with the same. So here is the very first question, that if x minus 1 upon x equal to 0. Okay, this question I am taking from page number 111, example number 6th, not example number 6th. If x minus 1 upon x is equal to 0, then find the value of x raised to 4, then find the value of x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4. Okay, this value you have to obtain. So think for a while. We solved this type of sum in our last lecture. So think for a while that how you will proceed to get its answer, and then I will give you its solution. Okay, so let us see its solution. So over here, if you observe, this expression is a little bit smaller than this. As I explained you in the last lecture, with the help of power, we can say here it is 4th power, and this is power 1, power of x, and over here x is again it is 1. So to obtain this, first we need to find this value, and to obtain this we'll start from this. So let us see how to solve this. Okay, so we have x minus 1 upon x equal to 0. So first we'll make square on both sides. So here I will get x minus 1 upon x whole square is equal to 0 square. So this will be a square plus b square minus 2ab is equal to 0. Now over here this x and x we can cancel. So what I will get, x square plus 1 upon x square minus 2 is equal to 0. So this gives me value of x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 2. Now to get this we have to start with this, and again we have to do the same thing. That means we have to make a square on both sides. So now x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 2. Now over here I'll again make the square on both sides. So x square plus 1 upon x square whole square is equal to 2 square. That is x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4 plus 2 into x square into 1 upon x square is equal to 4. So this will cancel out. So ultimately I will get x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4 plus 2 is equal to 4. So this gives me the value of this, that is equal to 2, and the required value. That means value of x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4. So please note it down, then we will see the next question. Okay, so let us see the next question. Example number 7. Okay, now in example 7 there are 3 parts, so we'll see the third one. Okay, x minus 1 upon example 7, its third part. If x minus 1 upon x is equal to 15 upon 4, then you have to find the value of x plus 1. You have to show x plus 1 upon x. Okay, and here I am changing it, so we have to find the value of x plus 1 upon x. If x minus 1 upon x is given, we have to find x plus 1 upon x. So let us see how to solve this. Okay, see, we need to get a term in which powers are 1. Here again the powers were 1. So to get this, see, I need this. So I have to start with this. That means I have to find its square first, and then by taking root I will get the required value. So if I make its square, I will get this. Okay, now this will cancel out. Now, it means to obtain this value I must need this x square plus 1 upon x square, and that I can get by squaring this expression. Okay, here I have 15 upon 4. Okay, so here we can say this is a reverse case. Over here the smaller value is given and we have to find the greater one. So we'll start with squaring this. So x minus 1 upon x whole square is equal to 15 upon 4 whole square. Okay, the smaller one is given, greater one we need, so we have to make square. So this gives you a square plus b square minus 2ab is equal to 225 upon 16. Square of 15 is 225, square of 4 is 16. Here x and x will cancel out. So I do get x square plus 1 upon x square minus 2 is equal to 225 upon 16. So x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 225 upon 16 minus, plus 2. When this minus 2 will come over here, it will become plus 2. So ultimately here I will get the value of x square plus 1 upon x square. Therefore x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 225 plus 32 upon 16. A square plus b square minus 2ab. So therefore x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to, here I will get 225 plus 32, 7, 5 and 2, 257 upon 16. Okay, so here I obtain this, but this is not the question asking. Question is asking to get the value of x plus 1 upon x. So now we'll start with that. Now x plus 1 upon x whole square is equal to a square plus b square. So here I can say it's a reverse expression. That means now I have the value of greater one and I need to get the value of smaller one. So I have to start with the smaller one by making it square. X square plus 1 upon x square plus 2 into x into 1 upon x. Now this value I have already over here, suggest I will put over here. So this gives me x plus 1 upon x whole square is equal to, now this is 257 upon 16. plus 2. Okay, this x and x will cancel out. So here x plus 1 upon x square is equal to 257 plus 32 upon 16. So here I will get x plus 1 upon x whole square is equal to 7 plus 2 9, 5 plus 3 8 and 2 289 upon 69. If you remember, this is the 289 is the square root of 17 and 16 is the square of 4. That means to get the value of x plus 1 upon x, now we have to take square root on both sides. So here next step I do write, therefore x plus 1 upon x is equal to x plus 1 upon x is equal to plus minus 17 upon 4. So our answer will be plus minus 17 upon 4. Okay, this will be the final answer. Okay, negative sign will be there because we are finding the square root of this. So it might be negative as well. So plus minus 17 upon 4. This is our final answer. So please note it down. Okay, now let us see the next question, example 9, page number 113. Okay, question is, if x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 23, and find the value of x plus 1 upon x and x minus 1 upon x. This you have to find, x plus 1 upon x and x minus 1 upon x. Okay, and given is x square plus 1 upon x square equal to 23. So let us see how to start. Okay, we need this, and okay, now this can see this we can say is a greater value is given, smaller we have to find. So we'll start with smaller one, x plus 1 upon x, its square, directly we'll make it square, is equal to a square plus b square plus 2 into a into b. Okay, now this x square plus 1 upon x square, this is already given, that is 23 plus 2, this will cancel out. So here I can say, therefore x plus 1 upon x whole square is equal to 25. X plus 1 upon x whole square is equal to 25. Therefore x plus 1 upon x is equal to plus minus 5. Okay, it might be positive, it might be negative. So x plus 1 upon x equal to plus minus 5. Now in the almost similar way, we need to find the value of x minus 1 upon x. So now Again we'll start with squaring it. It is x minus 1 upon x whole square is equal to a square, that is x square, plus b square, that is 1 upon x square, and minus 2ab. Okay, why? Because this is minus over here, so minus 2ab. Again this x and this x will cancel out, and the value of x square plus 1 upon x square is already given. How much it is? It is 23. 23 minus 2. So here I can say value of x minus 1 upon x whole square is equal to 21, and ultimately value of x minus 1 upon x is equal to plus minus root 21. Okay, here root 25 is 5. Here root 21, this 21 is not a perfect square, so we'll keep it as it is. So please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now let us see the next example, that is example number 11th. Okay, that example number 11th. Okay, this was example number 9, was also on page number 113. We solved right now. Now example number 11 we'll see from the same page number, that is page number 113. Okay, it says if 25x square plus 9y square, if 25x square plus 49y square is equal to 151, is equal to 151, and xy is equal to minus 1, and xy is equal to minus 1, then find the value of 5x plus 7y. Then find the value of 5x plus 7y. Okay, so now let us see how to solve this. See, if you observe it carefully, this is 25x square plus 49y square. Over here this 25x square is a complete square of 5x. That means if you make the square of this, you will get 25x square. Similarly, this is also a complete square, and then square of 7y. Here you will get, if you square it, you will get 49y square. Now this is the first observation. Second thing, that you need to get the value of this. See, we saw this 25x square is a square of 5x, and that 49y square is a square of 7y. Okay, and we need to find the value of this. So definitely we will start with this by making it square, because when we square it, definitely two terms will get directly. Okay, so 5x plus 7y whole square is equal to, now over here I have to apply the identity of a plus b whole square. A square, that is 5x square, plus b square, that is 7y square, plus 2ab, that is 2 into 5x into 7y. So 5x plus 7y whole square is equal to 25x square plus 49y square plus. Now over here we'll multiply the numericals together and the constants all together. So 2 into 5 into 7, 10 into 7, 70, and xy. Now this value, that is for 25x square plus 49y square, is given directly. How much it is? 151. And you can see this xy is also given minus 1. So just by keeping these values in the expression, let us see what we'll get. 5x plus 7y whole square. Now at the place of this I do write 151 plus 70 into minus 1. Okay, so 5x plus 7y square is equal to 151 minus 70. Okay, 70 into minus 1, minus 70. So 5x plus 7y whole square is equal to, now 151 minus 70 is 81. That means again complete square. Even though if it is not a complete square, still we can find the value of this. Now to get the value of 5x plus 7y, definitely we have to remove this. That means we have to make square root on both sides, and when we do so, we'll get this, and this is actually equal to 9. Root 81 is equal to 9. So here I can say my final answer is 5x plus 7y is equal to plus minus 9. Okay, so please note it down. Okay, now example number 13th. Okay, example 13 says prove that, okay, prove that 2a square plus 2b square plus 2c square minus ab minus bc minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca is equal to a minus b whole square plus b minus c whole square plus c minus a whole square. See, the same question can be asked in a different way. Okay, I am writing the same question, or prove that 2a square plus 2b square plus 2c square minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca is always positive for any real value of a, b and c. Okay, the same question is that, so first this question is given in your book and this I am taking by my own. Both has the same meaning. We have to prove this or we have to prove this. So let us see how to start. Okay, we have 2a square plus 2b square plus 2c square minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca. So this I can write, see it is 2a square, 2b square, 2c square, then minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca. So instead of 2a square I am writing a square plus a square. Then at the place of 2b square I am writing b square plus b square. Similarly over here I am writing c square plus c square. Then minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca. Okay, so 2a square can be written as 2 times a square, similarly 2 times b square, 2 times c square. Now I am rearranging these terms. First I am writing a square, then b square, then minus 2ab plus b square plus c square minus 2bc plus c square plus a square minus 2ca. Okay, what I did, I took a square, then b square, then minus 2ab, because by taking these three terms I can get an identity that is a minus b whole square. Similarly, in then I took these three together, sorry, b square, c square and 2bc. Okay, this b square, this c square and then minus 2bc, and then finally I wrote the remaining three terms. Now if you observe carefully, you will find the first three terms gives you the identity of a minus b whole square. Okay, next three terms gives you the identity of b minus c whole square, and finally it gives you c minus a whole square. So here we can say it's hence proved. You can say I started from the left hand side. Okay, if I say this is LHS, okay, this is the left hand side because this is a question that we have to prove LHS, and this is equal to RHS. So here I can say hence proved. Okay, so this is the first part, that was the question in your textbook. Now how we conclude this? This is always positive. Okay, so first of all note it down, then I will give you the justification and why it is always positive. Okay, so first note it down this much. Okay, you can say this is the solution and we will start with the LHS because it's a question to be proved, so we will start from the LHS. Okay, so that was, we can say, is the solution if this first one is asked. Now if the second one is asked, then we have to make a little bit difference. See, here I proved this is a minus b whole square, b minus c whole square, c minus a whole square. Now see, a minus b whole square, and square of any quantity never can be a negative number. Okay, so here instead of always positive, we can say always non-negative. It might be 0, so it is always non-negative. It cannot be negative, it always non-negative. Okay, so a minus b whole square, if a is equal to b, then it will be 0. If b is equal to c, then it will be 0, and if c equal to a, then it will be 0. Otherwise it cannot be 0. Okay, so it's a square, and the square of any number cannot be negative. Okay, so this is positive, this is also positive, and sum of three positive quantities will be positive. So, okay, after this we do write now a minus b whole square, comma b minus c whole square, and c minus a whole square are perfect squares, are perfect squares, are perfect squares, and perfect square cannot be negative, cannot be negative. Therefore we can say, as this cannot be negative, therefore their sum cannot be negative, and hence sum of 3 and hence sum of 3 non-negative numbers cannot be negative. Therefore we conclude that this is always a non-negative. Therefore 2a square plus 2b square plus 2c square minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca is always non-negative, is always non-negative. Okay, so please note it down. You can say this, if you start from this, you can say this is the solution of the second variation of the same question. Okay, now on this particular concept we'll see two questions. Okay, I'll write those two questions. I'll give you some time to think over that, and then I will give you its solution. Generally this type of questions are asked in MCQ part. Okay. Okay, so first question, find the value of 2a square plus 2b square plus 2c square minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca for a equal to 27, b equal to 26 and c is equal to 24 or 25. Okay, second question, if x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square plus z minus 7 whole square is equal to 0, then find the values of x, y into z. Okay, so think over on these questions how you will solve. I'm giving you 2 minutes, then I will give you its solution. Okay, now let us see how to solve these two questions. See, very first thing, keep in your mind that definitely we are not going to solve this just by keeping the values of ABC. It is going to take too much time. So how to solve this? See, just right now we saw this expression is equal to, okay, 2a square plus 2b square plus 2c square minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca is equal to what? A minus b whole square plus b minus c whole square plus c minus a whole square. Just right now we saw this. So instead of putting the values of ABC over here, we'll do the same thing over here. That means we'll put the value of ABC over here. Now when I put A equal to 27, B equal to 26, so this will be 1. Okay, B minus C, that is 26 minus 25, that is again 1. And C minus A, that is 27 minus 25, that is 2. So ultimately our answer is 1 plus 1 plus 4. Okay, 1 plus 1 plus 4, that is 6. So it will take your less time. So you should remember this, that using this concept you can find the value of this expression. Okay, so note it down, then we'll see this. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now we'll come to this second one. Okay, this is also related to the same concept that we saw right now. See, over there we saw that this cannot be negative, or this is always a non-negative number. That means this is either equal to 0 or equal to positive quantities. So we explained this by this concept: a minus b whole square plus b minus c whole square plus c minus a whole square is always a non-negative quantity. Now according to here, it is when they are equal to 0, isn't it? X minus 3 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square. Okay, x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square plus z minus 7 whole square. This is equal to 0. Now here this is a complete square, this is also a complete square, this is also a complete square. That means this cannot be negative, this cannot be negative, this cannot be negative. That means this is positive, this is positive, this is positive, or this might be 0, this might be 0, this might be 0. That means, see, here sum of three quantities is 0, and that is for sure that these three quantities are not negative. Now, can we say sum of three positive quantities is 0? Absolutely no. Sum of three positive quantities cannot be 0. It means these three quantities must be equal to 0. That means this x minus 3 whole square must be equal to 0. This y minus 5 whole square must be equal to 0, as well as this equal to 0. If they are not equal to 0, their sum cannot be 0, because they are not negative and sum of positive quantities cannot be 0. It means they must be individually 0. So here I can say x minus 3 equal to whole square is equal to 0, which gives me x minus 3 equal to 0, which gives me x equal to 3. Similarly, I will get y equal to 5 and z is equal to 7. Now what actually I need to find? X, y, z. Now x, y, z is equal to 3 into 5 into 7. So it's very easy to calculate this. So this is our answer. So I hope this is clear to you. Okay, after this now we'll see example number 14. It is again based on the same concept, but still we'll see over here. Okay, page number 113, sorry, page number 114, example number 14. Next we will see. Okay, question is, if a square plus b square plus c square, question is, if a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca is equal to 0, then prove that a equal to b equal to c. Then prove that a is equal to b is equal to c. Again, it is almost similar to the previous sum. So let us see how to solve this. See, here we have a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca equal to 0. If you remember the expression that was given in the previous question, it was 2a square, 2b square, 2c square minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca. Okay, and we also know if it is 2a square, 2b square, 2c square minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca, it is possible to write that as a minus b whole square plus b minus c whole square plus c minus a whole square. So before I proceed, I will multiply both sides on by 2. So here I do that, therefore 2 into a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca is equal to 0 multiplied by 2. So this gives you 2a square plus 2b square plus 2c square minus 2ab minus 2bc minus 2ca is equal to 0. So here I can write a square plus a square, as I did in that question. In the similar way, I am trying to make the identities so that I can write as them as a minus b whole square, b minus c whole square and c minus a whole square is equal to 0. Okay, so first I multiplied by 2. Okay, so I got this. Now I wrote 2a square as a square plus a square and 2b square as b square and b square and so on. Now I do write the terms, those terms together, which forms an identity. A square plus b square minus 2ab plus b square plus c square minus 2bc plus c square plus a square minus 2c is equal to 0. So here I will get a minus b whole square plus b minus c whole square plus c minus a whole square is equal to 0. Now the second question that we solve right now, we have to apply that thing only. Here sum of three non-negative numbers is 0. Okay, here sum, see, a minus b whole square, b minus c whole square, and c minus whole square are perfect square, they cannot be negative. Thus we can say here sum of three non-negative numbers, three non-negative numbers or quantities is 0, which is possible if and only if, which is possible if and only if all three numbers are equal to 0. Therefore, a minus b equal to 0, that is a equal to b, b minus c equal to 0, therefore b is equal to c, and c minus a equal to 0, therefore c is equal to a. Therefore, now here a equal to b, b equal to c, that means a equal to b equal to c. Therefore, a is equal to b is equal to c. Hence proved. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So note it down. Then I will explain you this once again. Okay, now we will see some questions from the exercise 3.1. It's question number 7th. Okay, exercise 3.1, it's question number 7th. Okay, page number 114, exercise 3.1, it's question number 7th. Page 114, exercise 3.1. Question number 7th. It says if x plus 1 upon x equal to root 5, if x plus 1 upon x equal to root 5, then value of x square plus 1 upon x square and value of x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4, that we have to find. Okay, here I am adding one more thing. Also find the value of x square minus 1 upon x square. Okay, these three we have to find. These two are given in the question. This I am adding by my own. Okay, so let us see how to solve this. Again, a smaller expression is given and two higher expressions they are asking. Actually, three higher expressions. So definitely we have to start with the given expression x plus 1 upon x. Okay, this is equal to root 5. So next step we have to make its square to obtain this. It's very easy. We already saw this type of sum. So x plus 1 upon x whole square is equal to root 5 square. So this gives you a square plus b square plus 2 into a into b, that is equal to 5. Okay, so x square plus 1 upon x square plus 2 is equal to 5. So here I do get the value of x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 5 minus 2, that is 3. Okay, that was easy. Simply by squaring the given expression we obtain the value of x square plus 1 upon x square. Again it is easy to obtain this. That means simply if I square this I do get this. So now x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 3. Therefore x square plus 1 upon x square whole square is equal to 3 square. Okay, now when you square this, so by applying identity of a plus b whole square I do get x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4 plus 2 into x square into 1 upon x square is equal to 9. Okay, now this will cancel out. So here I do get x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4 is equal to, sorry, plus 2 is equal to 9. So ultimately x square plus 1 upon, sorry, x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4 is equal to 7. 9 minus 2 equal 7. Okay, so this is very easy. Now let us see how to obtain this. Just I will give you a hint that how you have to find this. See, this x square minus 1 upon x square can be written as x plus 1 upon x into x minus 1 upon x, isn't it? That means to obtain the value of this we must need this because this is already given. Okay, and this we have to find. So first we have to find this and then it is very easy to obtain this value. So first of all note down these two as well as think over this how you will get this, and then I will give you the solution. Okay, so now let us see how to obtain this. Okay, this type of sum we already discussed. That means in which x plus 1 upon x is given, then how to find x minus 1 upon x. So, okay, I might need this, so that I'm writing this is equal to 3. Okay. Okay, so now x minus 1 upon x whole square is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab. Okay, so therefore x minus 1 upon x whole square is equal to, see, x square plus 1 upon x square was 3. 3 minus 2, because this will cancel out. So x minus 1 upon x whole square is equal to 1. Okay, therefore I can say x minus 1 upon x is equal to plus minus 1, taking square root on both sides. So value of x minus 1 upon x is equal to plus minus 1. Now we'll come to the expression whose value actually we have to find. So that is third expression. Okay, so now x square minus 1 upon x square is equal to x plus 1 into x minus 1. Here I applied the identity of a square minus b square. This is a square minus b square, that is a plus b, a minus b. Okay, so x square minus 1 upon x square is equal to, no, x plus 1 upon x equal to root 5, and this is equal to minus 1. So x square minus 1 upon x square will be equal to, this is not 1, this is actually plus minus 1. So this will be plus minus root 5. So this is our final answer. So please note it down. Okay, so this is your homework for this lecture. Please note it down. Okay, so that is all about this lecture. Now we'll meet in next lecture. Till then, bye. Thank you.